What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of our What If franchise series. And as you can see, I got the team looking, they're not stacked, but they're what overalls that I feel like they should be. Like Julius Peppers, he's the all-time sack leader, or like second in sacks or something like that, out of the whole NFL. So like, to me, that deserves a 98 overall. So, you know, I didn't get too crazy with the receivers either. I figured in the mid to high 80s was decent enough. Not exactly ultimate team, not exactly an ultimate team, but you know what I'm saying. So our first game is against the Saints, 82 versus 86 overall team. I don't know why it says 82, but they average in a 94. You'll see. You know, not gonna give away anything, but I figured I'd show y'all the layout to how the franchise and how just how the layout is. I think the graphics are super cool, and the way that they just, you know, map out everything. I think it's just like real NFL. So, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna sit here and talk for 20 minutes, but but we're gonna try. But the first time I loaded this game up. First time I loaded up the game, the Saints weren't in the right uniforms. They decided the CPU made them wear the throwbacks. So, I don't know. I had to switch out. I had to back out and go back into it. And that's why towards the end of the video, you'll start seeing non-edited snaps, like 40 seconds towards the end of the game. Like when there's like 40 seconds left in the game, it'll be unedited, because it wouldn't let me split the clip anymore because it was too long. This video was like an hour. This raw footage was like an hour long because of like the 6-minute quarters and stuff. So I tried to change. I tried to figure out a way to change the quarters, but you know, we just had to suck it up and live with it. As you can see, the quarterback intros ever since Madden 16 or ever since Madden 15, I've always loved the quarterback intros because I always liked how they, you know. I always liked how they showed real life film of the player in like the display box or whatever. So I thought that was cool. And Josh Hill drops a pass, and the offense and defensive intros are also good as well. You know, I like how everybody's like, yeah, I like how everybody's like that. So you see, 2nd and 10, we get juked out by Willie Snead, of all people, and he is going to take it to the house for the first score of the wildcard game, and the Saints do go up with a 7-0 lead. That's how the typical Saints versus Panthers games go in real life. You know, the Saints usually end up getting either a small or a big lead, and then the Panthers got to fight back. You know, because just Drew Brees and that offense is just unstoppable, you know, especially now that they have a good run game. I feel like that they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. And I know a lot of people say that. I mean, people said that about the Falcons. People said that about us in 2015 when we were so dominant. But then look what happened to us the next year. You know what I'm saying? Like that the year that the team shows out, you know, they get away with all this offense. You know, they get away with everything. And then once the defense has a year of film on them, they can now go back and they know what to do. So, you know, I think Cam's intro is I thought it was pretty cliche because his intro was in the Saints Dome from 2016, the year they went 6-10. So I figured that was pretty cool, you know, because that touchdown pass that he threw across his body, I was like, wow, how did he throw that? So, you know, I figured that was a pretty cool highlight to show. But here's the Panthers offense. I don't know what Matt Khalil's doing. He need to quit that. I mean, I don't know where he got that dance from, but that ain't cute, bro. That ain't cute. But anyway, we find Devin Funchess on the out route. You know, I thought that might have been a pick because I didn't know if Lattimore was on that side and if he had the 91 zone or what. But Funchess does come up with the catch right there, and Stewart trucking over a defender. I think that was Ken Crawley or number 43. If you don't know who number 43 is, he's the dude that missed the tackle on Stephon Diggs. I'm sure most of y'all watching this know that, But like, just in case there's anybody that's watching this that doesn't know that, you'll see him right here. He's in the secondary. Okay, so this is the D line. All right, nobody special except for Cam Jordan. Manti Te'o, I think Manti Te'o is pretty good, but I don't know them other two guys. And number 43, Marcus Williams. And the divisional round this past year, Marcus Williams missed a tackle and Stephon Diggs. Like, he tried to tackle Stephon Diggs and he just dove and missed him. Like, I don't know if it was intentional because it looked intentional, you know. And then Diggs walked off for the game winner. So, as the clock hit 0 in a divisional round playoff game, you make that mistake, bro. I mean, number 43 had a really good year. I really feel like, you know. Besides that one play. I mean, I hadn't really watched him, but yeah. Here's our star-studded D-line. Everyone on the Panthers D-line is dominant. And of course, you got mediocre Shaq Thompson and the best linebacker duo in the league, Luke Kuechly and Shaq Thompson. So, and as I say that, Mark Ingram runs through our secondary. You know, thankfully I gave Luke Kuechly a little bit of speed because he wouldn't be able to chase him down. So I figured I gave Luke Kuechly him like 90 speed because he's so fast, like shooting through the gaps and shooting out, and like he's so good in the run game. And he is better in pass coverage than he gives himself credit for. So I figured to be the fastest linebacker in the league, I mean, he don't have to be the fastest, but you know, he's not the fastest linebacker in the league, but you know, I figured I'd give him at least 90, 91 speed so he can have enough speed to get out there and get in the backfield for them tackle for losses. So, but Cam Newton taking off in man coverage, you already know. We're running out of bounds this time. I don't know, y'all saw that fumble while I was talking, right? I was trying to get a trucking animation because I gave him a little bit of trucking. I gave him like 85 trucking, so it's not like elite tier, but it's pretty close. So I figure 6'5", you gotta be able to run somebody over, you know what I'm saying? But Cameron Jordan coming up with the sack. That was gonna happen sooner or later. You can't. It's hard to block that, man. But 2nd and 20, we take off scrambling, and we're gonna smartly slide. It's sad that this game's really sad, man. You gotta slide with a 6'5" quarterback. But we do make it 10-3 before halftime. So I don't know how Luke didn't like fly back up to the ball because I gave him 91 zone too. But you know, that's 91 zone on a middle linebacker right there. So yeah, Luke got us a pick, and hopefully we can cash in. So that's pretty sick, to be honest. That's a pretty sick interception. But then Cam Jordan almost sacks us, and we do find Russell Shepard for about a 35-yard gain, I want to say. And then the CPU always leaves Olsen in one-on-one coverage on them out routes, so I hit that every time, bro. I hit that every time. But the goal line pressure gets to us right here. And then right here coming up, a gutsy call to go for it. And I'm surprised McCaffrey actually caught this in some traffic. So I didn't give him like 90 catching, but I gave him like 88 or 85 catching or something like that. Because that's good for a running back. I mean, McCaffrey's a catching, elusive running back anyways. So, you know. And by the way, I'm going to show the replay of all the touchdown scores and all that stuff, like from all angles, just so you guys can see. That's why the video is so long. You know, I guess that kind of makes up for last video being so short. So these playoff gameplays are probably going to be between 20... I will try my best to not make them any longer than 20 minutes. But I left the halftime highlights in here just because I like how it's displayed and all that stuff, just so you guys can see how it is. Usually people that get mad and just like play online and they don't pay attention to this kind of stuff. But I actually do like to see the replays and all that kind of stuff. So shows Willie Snead breaking one. I can't remember if he's a dirty player or not. Every Saints player I feel like is a dirty player, or at least I want to call him a dirty player, because I don't like the Saints. Like, I can watch Tampa Bay and I can watch the Falcons, but Other than Drew, I respect the heck out of Drew Brees, man. But the rest of the people on that team, I can't stand them, man. They're a bunch of cocky buttholes that think, you know, I don't know. I guess Cam Jordan's okay. I kind of don't like Cam Jordan. I don't think he's as good as people say, you know. I mean, only reason he's good against Cam Newton is because he plays him twice a year, and you know they played him 3 times this past year. So, and you see that was almost a bad one. That was a really bad read. I read man coverage pre-snap, so I knew it was a bad idea to call wide receiver screen because I knew that the person manned up on him would probably jump it, but he didn't look like he was going to play it at first, so I still tried to fit it in there, but you know. But Cam Newton right here. This is why I played on sim style, because I wanted y'all to see like the true power of Cam Newton, like running the football. Like, because if you play on competitive mode, Cam Newton just gets tackled like any other quarterback, and it's like if you play with him in Ultimate Team online, that's what it feels like. Like when the game first came out, Cam Newton got like a couple early cards. Like he got an 89 overall flashback, and he got like a 86 overall base elite. And I used both of those cards. I was pretty satisfied with him. He missed a couple passes, but when you play on competitive mode, you can't really feel the full power of using, like, you can't feel the strength of using those kind of players. You know what I'm saying? But unless they're like Bo Jackson, like, you know what I'm saying. But Cam taking off on the option. They actually didn't read Cam Newton on the option. I was actually surprised because he's a mobile quarterback, and I actually switched his style to. I switched his quarterback style to unpredictable and balanced, so that they wouldn't always read him on the option, so that I could keep it. So that was an excellent catch by Devin Funchess. I don't know. I've never seen that catching animation before. You know, he made a great catch. I high pointed it so that only he could get it. And for a second, I thought that Cam would overthrow it, but he didn't. So that's good. So we jump out to a quick 24-10 lead, with about, let's see, about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So I skipped a lot of the fourth quarter because I knew that I didn't want to make it. This is just a glitchy pick right here. I'm gonna tell y'all how I'm getting all these picks. All right. I cheated a little bit. All right, three people on my defense had 91 zone, and that's Luke Kuechly, Kurt Coleman, and Daryl Worley. And y'all might be asking, well, why didn't you make Bradbury have 91 zone? Well, I didn't want to make everybody have 91 zone because then that would be like too OP. You know, it'd make it like Ultimate Team. But I felt like, you know, Daryl Worley had more interceptions, or at least I think he had more. He had like 1 or 2 more interceptions than James Bradbury this season. So, you know, he had a pick against the Packers. He had a pick against the Vikings. Bradbury also had a pick against the Vikings. He had a couple of drop picks. So I feel like he's a good cover corner. He's listed as a run support corner, but I feel like he's a good zone player, just like Bradbury. So I feel like that's why they got exposed this year, or they kind of got exposed this year, like they did last year, because those guys aren't like. I could probably see Bradbury being a man coverage corner, but not Daryl Worley. Like I like those corners like Richard Sherman that can sit in the zone, and they will do a mean stiff arm right there. I like corners like Richard Sherman that can just drop back in a zone and make plays on the ball, because I feel like not just because Madden is that way, but just because in real life, you know, like if I was a cornerback, I wouldn't want to be running my tail off, chasing down somebody all game. I don't want to be sitting in the zone and reading the quarterback's eyes. So, you know. But this is the part of the video that's like unedited because it wouldn't let me split the clip anymore. So we're just gonna have to sit through this. you see the scores at the bottom. You know, they kind of closely resemble, other than the AFC, the everything in the NFC playoffs pretty much mapped out how they did in real life, other than the Panthers beating the Saints in this episode. So you see Kansas City did beat Tennessee, and Jacksonville did beat Buffalo, and Atlanta did beat LA. So yeah. Right here we motioned Devin Funchess on the toss, and we just walk in. I didn't make Stewart too fast, because if I made him like 90 plus speed, then that'd just be unfair. So yeah, the game kind of lags a little bit right there. But it's obvious that we're winning this game, and I hope this video isn't too boring. You know, like me talking, like I'm just trying to think of things to say. Like I'm trying to think about, you know, what happened in the real NFL. What y'all think about? I'm sure, like, I don't know if y'all saw the real Chiefs and Titans game, but whenever Mariota, the Titans actually did beat them in real life. So yeah, and Mariota had like he threw a touchdown pass to himself. You know, the quarterback threw a touchdown pass to himself. You know, I think that's pretty cool. He kind of like threw the ball and it hit the defender in the head, and then he caught it, and like he caught it off of the deflection and then just ran it in and dived in the end zone. I thought that was pretty cool. So let's see, Luke Kuechly. The reason I gave Luke Kuechly 91 zone is because I'm not like running around everywhere. Like I'm not running around with him manually. I'm just holding down the top left bumper, and he's just like hovering around in his zone. And whenever whenever a receiver comes his way, he kind of like baits the quarterback. Do you see how hard he clamps down whenever the ball is released? You know, because I wanted to be realistic. Like if I just ran around and manually user guarded everybody like I do in Ultimate Team, Drew Brees would hold on to the ball for like 10 days until the pass rush got home. Because the CPU. Here's the thing about the CPU: it will never put the ball in jeopardy, other than that one time. You know, that's just 91 zone being great. But you know, most of the time the CPU is never going to put the ball in jeopardy. So that's why I don't manually run around and user, because then I would have everything locked up, and then Drew Brees wouldn't have nowhere to throw, and you know Luke Kuechly don't move around that fast in real life. So, but Kurt Coleman had a sick interception. He's only like 5'11", so I don't know how he got the hops on that play. But you see Cam Newton's stats for the day. I would have liked to get over 200 yards passing, but you know, we're just going to knee it out right here. You see Jacksonville did have a similar victory to us, and I wish the games would be a lot closer. I mean, I know I kind of tweaked the stats of the players a little bit, but I hope that doesn't come in too much of a factor in the next couple games. So, but anyways, this video is probably going to be about 20 minutes long, so just going to let the clock run out. Sean Payton, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton's a great coach. I just don't think he's a great... I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Sean Payton, you know. The only person I really like on the Saints is Drew Brees. Like, I love watching him play. Like, I love how he fits the passes down the seams. Like he somehow drops the ball right over the linebacker's head, even though he's like exactly 6 foot tall. So in the NFL, 6 foot tall is considered short. I don't know if y'all knew that, but if you're not like 6'3", if you're not like 6'2", 6'3", that's about the average height in the NFL. Like, you know, height definitely helps out a lot in the NFL. So, just showing all the recaps and highlights and how Cam Newton drugged 3 people into the end zone. I thought that was awesome, man. But this is how I feel it should have happened. Like maybe not a blowout like it was right there in the second half, but definitely should have turned out in the Panthers' favor. But if y'all stay tuned for the next episode and have a good one, guys, and peace out.